everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Dr. Carmen Bryant, and this is Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining this awesome tribe. Happy Friday to a lot of you. I don't know what day you're going to get the video, but happy Friday to those of you that watch the day that the episode is, or the YouTube broadcast is put out there. So you guys have a wonderful weekend. And so I wanted to respond to, why do narcissists get married if they don't love anybody? Okay, because they're narcissists. Okay, you guys have a good evening, and I'll talk to you on Sunday. Just kidding. Okay, so first of all, you know that everybody doesn't get married for the right reasons, right? First of all, some people get married to get a green card. Some people get married because they're tired of adulting. Some people get married because they're tired of paying their own bills, so stop making your bills. Some people get married because they're lonely. Worst reason to get married, because you're lonely. Some people get married because they say they want a companion, but you're lonely. Some people get married because, everyone else is getting married and I'm getting older, so I need to be with someone. So you just settle for anything, So even people without narcissism, or narcissist or NPD, sometimes get married for the wrong reasons. Now, a lot of times women are guilty of this. You get married with this thought in your mind as to what life is supposed to be like and what marriage is supposed to be like. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. Well, when you're dealing with a narcissist, whatever you say is what because remember, they're probing you. During that love bombing phase, they're getting you to talk. And a lot of times you're chirping like a bird. And that's male and females alike. Males do it too. You're chirping like a bird. You're telling all your business, all your hurts, all your pains. So they become the character in this movie or in this role, the script that you have written, and they become this role. Now, when dealing with a narcissist, remember that being in a relationship with a narcissist is a one-sided relationship. They're in a relationship with themselves. And also, whatever is yours is theirs and whatever is theirs is theirs. So they're selfish. They're just selfish individuals. They're all about themselves and how they feel and how they look and they don't take accountability for themselves. And everything is about them, how they feel and how they look and how you make me feel. No matter how they feel, it's your fault if it's negative, it's your fault, but they get into things or they do things but it's all about self. So now you have different reasons as to why narcissists get married. Number one, if you're dealing with a somatic narcissist is all about appearance, about the appearance, the sexual appearance, their sex drive. Well, not even a sex drive, but their conquests. But everything is about how they project or perceive, how other people perceive them. It's all about, making themselves look a certain way in society. And so you have those that may be within a career field or a society that's male or female alike, where being married is looked upon as the greatest thing ever, and having children is that puts you on the top of society. And so they'll do that for the purpose of status. They don't get married out of love. Some of them get married for the purpose of status and how it looks to other people. And I think it was in the book. I'm not sure if it was in the book, but I remember a narcissist saying, I can get more women with my wedding ring on than my wedding ring off. So I wear my wedding ring because of the fact that more women are attracted to men with a wedding ring on. That's what he said. So a lot of times they also, that's another reason, like if I'm married, I can get more supply. More women are interested in someone that's married, Number two, I'll probably skip numbers. If you're dealing with, let's say, being hoovered, if you're being hoovered and you're a good source of supply, meaning that you provide them a copious amounts of supply, the screaming, the crying, the begging, the please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me by leaving. Why did you cheat on me? I give you everything. I make you look good. I do all this stuff for you. I'm sorry, you guys, I got a greasy forehead. But anyway, so, that type of supply, you won't leave them because you're so in love with that individual, and they know that it doesn't matter what they do, they can always come back. So if you're not married and you've been in a long-term relationship with them, if that's the way that they can lock you down, they'll use that as a mechanism or a tool to lock you down and make you theirs. That doesn't mean they abide by the rules of marriage or how you see marriage. That's how you see marriage. That's not how they see marriage. That is a tool to lock you in. Okay, if I can get you to shut up and continue doing what you're doing to fuel me, then I'll go ahead and marry. I'll put a ring on it. They'll do it for that purpose. A lot of times, though, speaking to people, you perceive marriage one way. They don't. There is a sanctity to marriage. For those of you that are believers, there's a holiness about marriage. For others, there's just a respect that goes along with marriage. There's a respect, a mutual respect. We're married. You just don't do that. But who made that rule? And when I say that, I don't mean who made the rule. I mean, for those of us that believe, and those of you who you do believe, a monogamous relationship between two people, you marry, and, we do our vows. I take my vows seriously, and that's how we live. But to them, remember, rules don't apply to them. Rules apply to them based on how they want the rules to apply to them. So the rules of marriage that you believe in or how you perceive marriage is not how they perceive marriage. So a lot of times you say, but I don't understand. We're married. Or I don't understand. We were married, but they did A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Or we're married, so why would that individual do this? That's because that's how you see it. That's not how they see it. You're projecting your good thoughts and the way that you live and the way that you remember, they pervert everything. So you're projecting your goodness onto this narcissist as if this is them. No, that's you. They don't see marriage like you see marriage. Even for those of you that have come out of long-term marriages, now when you look back at the marriage, you realize like this whole thing was a charade. It was never real. It was just one person, you in the marriage. When they go to counseling, they don't go to counseling so they can work it out with you. They go to counseling so the counselor can fix you. The non-narcissist, to fix you because you are not complying to what their rules are. You're not, they'll come in and tell, and it happens every time I get couples in and one happens to be a narcissist. I just have to pay attention, but usually it's not about, they'll play along, yes, this is what we need to do. But if you're in long enough and you continue to watch, it always is a matter of what the other person is doing. When you point out, their role in a situation, it'll always end up back on the non-narcissistic spouse, and it's all about, and their whole focus is how do you change them? But what they're wanting is for you to make them compliant to them again because they're losing control. So marriage is used as a power and control thing. Marriage is used for selfish reasons. It's not used the same way, or it's not what you think of what marriage is. And a lot of you walked away from years and years of marriage, and you're almost stumped. Like, I can't believe that this individual will be with someone this long and you really don't love me. That's that cognitive dissonance. Like, but it felt like, and I saw the good side and I saw this and I saw what a good parent they were. It's a show. It's not sincere. It's not real. What you see is not real. You want to see real, but it's not real. They don't see marriage the same way you see marriage. And then on top of that, let's say they've been in a long-term marriage with you, 20, 30, 40 years. Some of you guys were in a marriage a very, very long time. And no sooner that they get you and them get divorced, they're married like not too long afterward. Number one, as you read like a lot of times on Facebook, if they get married real quick, that's because that other person was already in the picture. They were already there, so it's not like they just met someone and married them. No, that person was already there in the picture. Number two, if you discarded them, you are messing, you're causing a narcissistic injury. You're messing up their how they have portrayed themselves in public or how they've made themselves look in front of people. And you're not going to embarrass them like that, and they'll jump into a relationship really quick. Now, they'll be upset at the fact that they didn't have the opportunity to do it at their timing. But if they feel a discard coming, they'll discard you, then jump right into a relationship or a marriage. Or if you discarded them, they know for a fact that you would be hurt to the utmost. It's like driving the stake into your heart by jumping right into a relationship just that quick. But a lot of times it's to secure their reputation. It's not even their reputation, it's their image. To, secure their image. And trust you me, they're telling the new supply that, I just had to let her go or let him go. I couldn't deal with it anymore. He or she was so jealous, or they never forgave me. Well, he left me, he abandoned me. He abandoned me and my family. And it was really the narcissist. And on top of that, a lot of, and we've talked about, well, I've talked about it in a lot of videos, and a lot of other coaches have talked about it. Most people have narcissistic traits. They do. But what the narcissist will do, especially if they're watching videos like this, especially if you've called them a narcissist and they went to go look up the vocabulary and everything, they will reverse it and will start calling you the narcissist and describe your behavior to the new supply or to other people to justify why they had to get into why they were in a new relationship anyway, or how long you guys have been broke up. They'll extend it. We've been broke up for about 2-3 years. And in actuality, you just found out you guys were broke up like a day ago, and you're the narcissist now. Now, all of a sudden, they've taken all your traits and created a narcissist out of you. And they tell people, and it's hard, to defend yourself because you probably have some narcissistic traits, especially if you've been in a relationship with a narcissist long enough. 9 times out of 10, you have some narcissistic traits and you have some behaviors very similar to them, and so you pointing out stuff to them, they're pointing out stuff to you. And now you're concerned whether you're the narcissist. No, go with your gut instinct. If you're over concerned and you're panicking and you're afraid and I don't want to be like that and oh my God, help me, and you're probably not the narcissist. The other person is the narcissist. And remember, in the gaslighting game, that's the whole thing, is to make you feel like you're crazy. And especially if they're getting in a new relationship, or they've married someone. Number one, the marriage is now to hurt you. I broke my fingernail, y'all. I know you guys see it. But sidebar. But to hurt you and to drive that stake deeper into your heart. They'll jump into another relationship and marry really, really quick to make sure that you hurt the utmost disrespect and hurt and flaunt it in your face. Make sure they throw it in your face. All of a sudden, these wedding pictures are up. Or all of a sudden, all these cute pictures of them taking pictures together. And that individual wouldn't even get into a picture with you. They were like a vampire. You bring a camera around and they just disappear. But now all of a sudden they're with the new source supply that they've married. And all of a sudden they've got pictures plastered everywhere of them two as a couple. And that's not the nature. Trust me. It's just a matter of time that they'll stop taking pictures. But they know that you're looking. They'll make sure that those pictures are coming to throw it in your face. I can't believe how can you get out of a long-term relationship and jump right back in one and marry no sooner than we're broke up to hurt you. That is the utmost disrespect, for a person that's been in a marriage with you. And number two, you're not going to, it's a narcissistic injury. You're not going to just embarrass them in public. You're not going to, especially a somatic, you're not just going to embarrass them in public and just humiliate them and confirm that they're just that bad, because that's a lot of their secrets coming out now. You're confirming that something is wrong with them. So they have to hurry up and get into it. And then they're going to love bomb the other individual. They say all these wonderful things and this wonderful person. So marriage is not what you see marriage as being. You have to stop looking out of your eyes and thinking out of your mind concerning the narcissist. You have to think, and it's hard for us to think like a narcissist because we're not narcissists. But the point is that a lot of you you're projecting your own thoughts and how you feel and what you perceive marriage or relationship should be. All the good things that you're thinking, you're looking at them like, I just don't understand why. Because they have narcissistic personality disorder. And I say this over and over again when I'm talking to people. When we're dealing with mental illness, when you say mental illness, it has such a derogatory term. When you talk about physical illness, when you're talking about, GERD, or if you're talking about neurological problems or a slip disc, or a bulging disc, or you're talking about severe migraine headaches where you're having to get certain shots and medication, or you're dealing with glaucoma or cataracts, or you're dealing with, kids deal with like the drainage in their ears, or you're dealing with tonsillitis, all this stuff, oh, you got tonsillitis, Okay, you see how it's not nonchalant type thing, but, and they were dealing with, people were dealing with cancer, or they're dealing with, certain things. They need surgery, it's a torn meniscus. Oh, that's down in your leg. I was going to put the meniscus, I was going to put it up in your arm, but, a torn rotator cuff, or, you have something going on with your knees. People are getting knee replacements. All these kind of things are pretty normal, not normal meaning is normal in you, but this is normal stuff that you hear. But when you talk about mental illness, you think of the mental illness, you don't realize that major depressive disorder with psychotic features where people are hallucinating. Oh, you're schizophrenic. No, they're not. It just means that they're not everybody that hallucinates is schizophrenic. They're not schizophrenic. Some of the people have severe major depression and they have psychotic features, which is mood congruent, meaning that every time they're severely depressed, they begin to hallucinate. They hear things, they hear voices telling them to kill themselves, and so they have to get medication and therapy, and then for some, the bipolar disorder, you see the moods, and it's very abnormal because, I can't deal with this individual. It's hard to live with this individual with these moods. And so, you have something to put your finger on. Schizophrenic is hard because you can't communicate with someone with schizophrenia because their reality is not your reality. It's very bizarre, and bizarre thinking and thought broadcasting, or, and the aliens and the radio frequencies and the signs are talking to them. So, most of us are like, oh, I know something is wrong. But when you say narcissistic personality disorder, what does that look like? Because they look like very normal people. They look like people that are well loved in the community. They're people that will give the shirt off of their back, the last dime in their pocket. They'll come and meet you out when you are in the rain to come change your tire. They big donations to churches and nonprofit organizations and able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, able to, run faster than a locomotive. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's super narc, And so, but, what does the narcissist look like? Because what you perceive mental illness is, doesn't fit the criteria or what you're in your mind, what you think mental illness should look like. That you're dealing with an individual that has a mental illness that looks perfectly and sounds perfectly normal, except for those that have been behind closed doors with the individual. That there's nothing normal about them. Totally not. And when people see them, it's so hard because you feel like you're crazy. No one is going to believe you. They think I'm lying. They've made me look like I'm crazy. It's the gaslighting, but you're dealing with an individual that has an abnormal personality disorder. That means that their personality did not develop normally. Nothing about them is normal. So for you to say, I just don't understand why they don't love me. I just don't understand why would you do me like this. I just don't understand why would you abandon your family. I just don't understand how do you leave a 20, 30, 40-year marriage and jump right back into a marriage a month after we get a divorce, a day after we get a divorce, and you're marrying someone else just that quick. And as if I never existed, like you don't have children and you don't want to pay child support, as if, I've got to start all over again. And you don't want to pay child support because you think that I'm taking something from you. And they're trying to hurt you as much as they possibly can by not giving you money, by alienating your children from you, by making you sound like a monster, by in the court systems. Now, this is a person that you've known all these years and they know that you're a good person, but they get into the courtroom and all of a sudden you're a monster and you are like mentally incapable of you can't even chew gum and walk and whistle and drive at the same time. That's how they make you sound. Everything that you can think of in the court is called abusive litigation. I'm going to talk about that on another video, but they go in and they just really tear you apart. And it's almost shocking. Like, this individual knows me and has known me for years, and they know that is not what I'm like, and you're shocked, and yes, it is shocking and it's very painful because you can't believe that a human being can be like this. How can this person be like this? That is narcissistic personality disorder. You're almost shocked. Like, I have lived in a house with a monster and never knew it. For some of you, they were molesting your kids and you found out. You're like, how can the mother of my children, or how can the father of my children molest or touch their own children? Because they see them as an extension of themselves. They look at them and that is an extension. That's mine, that I can do whatever I want to do. Not all of them do it, but those that do, that's how they see it. They don't see anything wrong, and you don't hold me liable. And the crazy thing is they'll even say, well, he shouldn't have been sitting on my lap. She shouldn't have been sitting on my lap. Well, she shouldn't have been dressed like this or walking around. They're 5. They're 6 years old. And in your mind thinking you are a disgusting individual. And the crazy part about it is you're still pulled. I still love this individual. And I still want to be with them, though I know it's wrong and they did this to my children. I've seen it too many times. Too many times, and then the problem is they're lying, like your child is lying on me. I didn't do anything to your kid. And you're struggling with, should I believe them or should I not believe them? Is my kid lying? Is that cognitive dissonance, So hopefully this has helped you guys, that they don't see marriage the same way that you see marriage. And it's a very, those of you that have been through it, it is real. It is real. Your experience is real. Don't let anybody tell you. I don't care if they're flying monkeys and friends of the narcissist and you don't know what you're talking about. And that's a lie. I can't believe that you guys will be lying over this individual. There's an upstanding individual, a great guy, a great girl. And I can't believe it. You're just mad because she left you. You're just mad because he left. And so you just want to embarrass them and smear their names. And you're upset that they found someone else. Your reality is your reality. You know what happened. You don't have to prove it to anybody. We believe you because most of us have been there. We believe you, and you don't have to prove anything to anybody. Stop being so paranoid. Stop being so fearful and anxious. And oh my gosh, people don't believe me. That's why we built this community, because you have people that have been through what you've been through, and we understand what you've been through. And that's why we support each other. That's why we're a tribe, because we get it. We get it. We've been there. Trust you me. Most everybody on here, not everybody's a survivor. Do know that. You got predators on here. So don't let me point them out to you guys. Just be careful who you connect with. Some of them I do know because I went and checked. So be careful who you connect with on here. Some people on here are actually predators. So be very, very, very careful. And they're not survivors. They're not survivors. They're predators. So be careful what you say. You guys be careful who you talk to on social media. But most of the people on here that have experienced that understand what you've been through. Some of them are further along than you are. Some people are coming on here and you're still in the process of shock and denial. I can't believe this. Other people have gotten to the point where, like, I've been feeling much better. That fog has lifted, that confusion, that fog is lifted. I'm beginning to see, and they're having that aha moment, like, I cannot believe this was never real. Other people are beyond that, where I can't believe that it was never real, but I'm trying to do something now to help myself. I'm getting into counseling. And so do know that this tribe is very, very, very supportive. And I love you guys for that, because you guys do encourage each other and encourage each other as people are commenting on here. Now, I want you guys to know before I get off tonight, you got spammers that come on YouTube channels, especially when people have large followings. You have spammers that come on. One of the spammers, there's a lot of spammers on here, but one of the spammers, I want you guys to be careful. It's not one, I don't know if it's the same one that keeps recreating their name, or one of the same ones that keeps recreating their name. But what it is they tell you that if you want to, they'll show sympathy or pretend like they have empathy, and it's not right for people to do that. But if you want to catch them in the act, you can call this number right here, and you can hack the telephone so you can get the evidence yourself. That's a hacker. You guys don't do it. That's a hacker, and they're preying on you. And so if you see it, make sure you say something to me. Make sure I see your comment. Let me know so I can block them, because every time I block them, they recreate another YouTube page or whatever they're doing, and they come back and do the same thing. So if you see it on there, let me know, meaning that sometimes if you comment on the older videos, I may not see your comment. Comment on one of the newer videos whenever I post them, and let me know what video it is so that I can take it off. Do not call those numbers. Those are hackers. They're call this person and we'll cast a spell, or you can also get this done and hack the telephone so you can catch them. Some of you guys are that desperate that you'll do it. Don't do that. That is a hacker. Don't do that. Okay. Don't connect with the wrong people. And so thank you guys for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Getting a lot of work done in the office. So I appreciate your patience working with me. My desk is almost clear. I can see my desk. I was so proud. So thank you guys for being really patient. Look underneath the link on the YouTube channel There is a sponsored link on there. It's betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen. For those of you that really, really need counseling, some of you guys are dealing with the domestic violence part. Some of you guys are dealing with post-traumatic stress and complex post-traumatic stress. Some of you guys need med management, and you need to be referred to individuals to get some anti-depression and anxiety medication, SSRIs, SSNRIs, which is usually recommended for people that have post-traumatic stress disorder, sleep aids. Some of you guys are having nightmares. There's medication for nightmares. Those of you that don't want medication, you can go to naturopaths. Some of you guys, those in those states that where it's legal, the CBD oil, so I'm not a med prescriber. I'm just telling you, what I have been given. There's a lot out to help you in the situation, but don't get medication and not counseling. Sometimes you don't need coaching first. You need counseling first. Some of you need to invest in counseling first. Get you a few sessions under your belt. And that link right there, if you let them know you're going through some financial difficulties, they can give you a discounted rate. I think the first week is free. Somebody was telling me, I think Miss Arlene from Canada, my little angel, said that the first week was free. They gave a discounted rate for those that are having financial difficulties. You can do telephone, you can do online, Skype, I think FaceTime, in the privacy of your home. For those of you that are looking for counselors, just can't find good counselors in your area, these are licensed counselors. And a lot of them, I went and looked, and a lot of them do understand narcissist abuse. Just look for those that specialize in trauma, post-traumatic stress, those that understand, and you can vet them. You can ask them questions. You can ask them, do you understand this? You can even look at their profiles and email them. And I think you can look at their profiles, but you vet them, you ask them questions, and it's a nominal fee, but is less expensive than coaching. And so some of you need to get into counseling first. Invest in yourselves. You are your greatest commodity. You are the greatest investment first. And we were talking, I think, I was talking about love on the last video. You can't love nobody or get into a relationship with somebody if you don't love yourself first. How are you going to love somebody if you don't even know how to love and respect your own self, how to set your own boundaries? Because if you set boundaries and you love and respect yourself, you're not going to let people just cross your boundaries. And on top of that, you'll respect other people and their boundaries. There's certain things that you just won't do because you don't want it done to yourself, and so you've got to learn how to heal. Some of you are guilt parenting. Some of you have a guilty conscience. Some of you guys are so ashamed at the fact that you got into this in the first place. First of all, you were tricked into it. It wasn't like you just walked into it knowing. A lot of you, not all of you. Some of you walked into it, knew what you were getting into. Some of you went past the red flags. What does the red flag look like? Sometimes it don't look like what you think it looked like. Sometimes that red flag is this, that might be your red flag, but you're like, I can work with that. Not as bad. Maybe it's just me. When you get the, that's a red flag. Pay attention to that, and some of you guys have been gaslighted so much and abused so much that you don't even trust your own opinion. You don't trust your own opinion. You can't make thoughts for yourself. You can't make decisions for yourself. You're afraid to do anything because you're afraid to be ridiculed. That requires some counseling. That requires counseling. Now, when you are complete with your counseling and you feel satisfied that you've made progress and the therapist tells you that you made good progress, then invest in a coach, because a coach is a coach. That's the same thing to do on a basketball team or a football team. They coach you from one place to another. You set some goals, they'll coach you and to make sure you have the resources that you're looking for. The resources they're coaching you through to get to another place. You start a business, do something, and you have other coaches that are on YouTube. You have who I started off with, Little Shaman, Angie Atkinson, Quinn Holiday of Associate Direct, Melanie Tonya Evans, Dr. Ramani. I was watching some of hers, Dr. Ramani. Who else is on there? Kim Speaks. You guys know, someone's going to put the comment down there. I want to say oh my gosh, I always advertise for her. Miss Speaks. You guys know who I'm talking about. You guys put it on there. But a lot of the coaches out there, are they're talking about it. They've experienced it, and everybody brings it the way that they bring it. Everybody brings it the way that they communicate. Some of you guys may not, may not like the way that I bring the information. I try to break it down into bite sizes. So, if you have one thing that I learned with a doctor's degree, with the professors and when I was going through to get my doctor's degree, and someone asked me, am I a real doctor? Yes. Give me a minute. Make sure you guys don't see the back of my, give me a second. Okay, so I don't have it here. I think it's at my office. I think I took it to my office. Yes, I hold a doctor's degree. And when I was going through school, the professor said this. When you're doing a doctor of education, you're only as smart as your audience. If you come with this big lingo and all these, all this big lingo, these big words, he says, you're just as dumb as your audience because your audience has no clue what you're talking about. He says, your responsibility with a doctor's degree is to bring people onto your level and give them understanding. If you're not giving them understanding and you're the smartest person in the room, you have failed. Your audience is as dumb as you are. And I said, that is very powerful. Even me, when people talk to me, if you talk over my head, I'm just going to, can you break that down in bite sizes? Because I'm a thinker. And so you guys listen. You guys have been abused. You guys have been used. Some of you can't think for yourself. I try to break it down in bite sizes, but I'm not for everybody. Some people may like the other coaches and the way that they bring it. I don't curse. I don't do that. I am a believer. You guys have asked me, I'm a believer. And so, but I cater to everyone. Because narcissism is an equal opportunity offender and abuser. Doesn't matter what your race is. Doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter your sexual preference. It doesn't matter your title or your pronouns. It does not matter. It has no color lines. It has no gender lines. It is an equal opportunity abuser, user, and user and abuser. So it doesn't matter. So I bring the information to everyone. I try not to leave anybody out. He, she, them, whoever. A narcissist is a narcissist, and they will cross over color lines, and they will cross over sexual preferences and gender lines. And some of them will cross over, and I did a video on that. Some narcissists will cross over into the LGBTQ community just because they want supply, and then go back into a heterosexual lifestyle and then make you sound like you're crazy. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. You're obsessed. And you know what you know. You know what you know. And a lot of them are on the DL, and a lot of them are bisexual. Not everyone, not all of them. I'm not saying not all of them. A lot of them are on the DL. A lot of them are bisexual, but they're not because of the fact that they may be a somatic and there's a certain reputation, a certain group of people that they're around where they're not going to allow that. It may be not acceptable, and they will not let you, they'll make you look crazy before you make them look crazy. And just be prepared for the smear campaigns. And so I bring it to everyone, but I'm not for everybody, and some of the other coaches might be for you guys, or some of the other programs might be for you guys. I love what I do, and I love the tribe that I'm with because you guys are very active. You come on this channel, and I want you guys to have a voice. I want you guys to be able to talk. That's something that was taken away from you, to be able to express yourself and to express how angry a lot of you guys are. And, to be able to express, a lot of you guys have not been able to do that. You come here, you're able to do it. And as long as you're respectful, because I teach you guys boundaries too. And I maintain boundaries. And so as long as you're respectful, we don't want anybody coming on here and just, we don't dog each other out. Somebody came on one time that just came on, that just came on. And a lot of the members that I know on here, they were just going off. I had to block them like, you don't even know these people, to come on and because I know, like, I know the way you guys joke. I know that there's a lot of you guys that have been following me for a while. I know how you guys joke. I know how you talk. I kind of know the flow of how you express yourself, and I let you guys freely express yourself. But when you have new people coming on that really don't know you, and they'll come on and thinking they're defending me and they're attacking you, and so I have to block them. And so, but I give you guys the freedom because I want you guys to be able to express yourself, and I want you guys to be able to say things that you have not been allowed to say, or even to have answers to your questions because you have been held hostage for so long. And so I really honor each and every one of you survivors and those of you that are still in the relationship trying to figure out how to get out the relationship. That's why I say get connected with a counselor, because counselors also have resources. I know the coaches do too, but a lot of them have the resources. When I do counseling and people come in here, I connect them to a lot of resources, the domestic violence programs, and I've helped people escape and move out of state. Before I've helped people that are leaving domestic violent relationship get furniture, get apartments. Help them get their rent paid in order to help them find a lawyer, get them connected with legal. Help them with parenting plans. A lot of things, questions to ask. The protection orders, domestic violent advocates to go to court with them, so you connect to the right counselor. A lot of them have that resource for you because it's scary to step away from something that's all you've ever known. It's not safe, but that's all you've ever known. So you're stepping out in the wilderness all by yourself, and that's what we're here for. And that's what I try to cultivate. And so I hope that this is helping you guys. I really hope that some of you guys are finally feeling free for the first time, being able to express yourself, going out. That's why I take you guys on my journeys with me, so you can see that you can learn to love yourself and enjoy the people you're around. And if you don't have anybody, enjoy your own time. Because sometimes I do a lot of stuff by myself, took myself to Panera to get me some soup and salad. And this tea does not have sugar in it. It tastes good and nasty at the same time. But like I said, you go do things and you take care of yourself. You learn to love yourself first before you jump back into a relationship. Loneliness, if you feel lonely, good. Go through those feelings. Feel lonely. If you're mad and you're angry, good. Go through those feelings. Express your anger. Don't tear your house up. Express those. You feel angry. Feel those emotions. You feel sad, good. As long as you're not suicidal, If you're suicidal, whatever you do, hang up this phone and contact 911 if it's an emergency, or go to the local ER, to get them to help you. Call the crisis number. It's 1-800, I think it's 855-8250, one of those numbers. But you go look online for the crisis number so you have somebody to talk to, but that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for, to help you guys. And I hope that a lot of you expressing how you have been healing. And I'm so happy. You'll know when you're healing when you don't have to watch me all the time. You want to come and joke and laugh with me, no problem. But when you get to a point where you're not in need of having to hear my videos every day, and you like miss a few videos, and then you miss like a week and like, oh, I ain't hear it. That's because of the fact that you don't need it as much as you think you need it anymore. And you are becoming more independent and autonomous. You're beginning to heal. You're beginning to understand what has happened. And that's what I'm excited about. So I know I've been chit-chatting for a while. It's been 30-something minutes, and it's a long video. I apologize. Probably because it's my Friday. So tomorrow we're going to be with the kids. They're doing dances, so maybe I'll try to come in and let you guys see them. I'll try to come live tomorrow so you guys can see them dancing, and you can meet my little nephews and nieces that are out there, my sisters and brothers that'll be out there. I think they're doing some kind of Thanksgiving program somewhere in the city, and so I'll try to bring you guys live if possible, okay, so you guys can see where I'm at, you guys, and enjoy from your home. But thank you once again for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel. It's Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. I also have a Facebook page, 2 of them. One is my professional Facebook page, Psychological Health Consultants and Services, and the other one is my book, which is Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. So if you have not purchased my book already, it is Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. Go to Barnes & Noble or go to Amazon. You can get the ebook or you can get the Kindle. For those of you that are out of country that are having problems getting the book sent to you through Barnes & Noble or Amazon, you can go to Westbow Press and they will send out of country. Thank you guys so much. Buy them in bulk and give them away. It's a very nominal fee, easy read. It's real stories, but what you do is just give them to people. Give them to your youth. Let your youth read them. Some of these things, that are in the book, some of them are experiencing it now as we speak. But give them the knowledge. Some of that knowledge, if we had when we were younger, we wouldn't have been going through some of the stuff we're going through now. Some of us about 800 years old, and we're just now recovering. That's a mess, a hot mess. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Make sure you look on the link below. Is the sponsor link is betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen. And then also for those of you that would like to give and have been asking, I do have a Cash App under there and a PayPal if you'd like to donate. Once again, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I hope the video wasn't too long. So I love you guys. You guys take care of yourself. I love you with that agape love. You guys take yourself out somewhere. Go do something. I told you guys, go lick a tree, go stare at a leaf, but do something for yourself. Do one thing nice for yourself this weekend. Do one thing nice, even if it's buying a bagel or sitting at a coffee shop and drinking a cup of coffee all by yourself, and see what that feels like. You guys, once again, you guys go be great.